But
Yeah, either
when do
E-Blade
you
or
get,
Vice.
when do you get it? That's my point. When do you get the Vice? Is it your fourth
I
item
think you
on Coddle?
rush. No, I think you go Vessel Vice probably. Or Orchid. I think both are fine. It really depends on... If you're actually snowballing, Orchid can be better because you build it faster. But if you're not really snowballing, you might just be forced to get Vice. The problem is there's swap even if you get it. So killing that Jug, as you said, really hard. There's Sunray, swap, and healing wards. So many layers of protection for him.
And of course, you'll get Manta Style as well on the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
So Orchid will eventually, or rather swiftly, not be that useful. I'm curious to see if the Juggernaut's going to go for a like Maelstrom build this game into
I think so.
into Mjolnir, or because there's still some Juggernauts that go for Battle Fury even if they get the Empower buff.
I would love to see the Mjolnir. I think it's overall better. That said, though, I wonder if Diffusal slash Disperser is a thing. Because I remember in the past, even when Battlefield was very popular, you would see some jugs going Diffusal when you have magging in the game, just because you kind of benefit more from the damage. And Disperser is a really good item, but you need at least the Maelstrom to farm. It's just, it feels really bad.
Well, there's a starting fight, or is there? Throws out the coconut, triple bounce. HFN does get in range for the stun. Knight dropping low. They throw a double blood grenade, and Knight should
Not
be
ideal.
able to walk it off. Or will he Lucid
Beam?
Beam? Oh! Dodge
three.
and weave, gets himself back, or does he? No, he does not. First blood for Yor coming in on that hoodwink. Was a nice play though from Knight.
Yeah, it was good. By the way, Hiko playing +4 Kunkka. What?
I missed
I actually
something.
think I prefer the Wind Ranger support than the Kunkka. But I wonder what you think.
I mean, I think that I actually like this because the Kunkka doesn't like even if you get the whole wombo combo of Kunkka, he'll just spin out of it, or the Phoenix head gets dropped and the Phoenix survives it, or you swap the enemy, your ally out. They have 3 heroes that it's really hard to play against as a Kunkka. So if you play it as a support, which it's something that hasn't been done too often lately, it is pretty nice. And if the Wind Ranger gets decent farm, it is a hero that can one-shot a Juggernaut.
True, true. We'll see how much FCR is going to be able to do here. And I also prefer this a lot as well because I think this is a more active hero in comparison to that lone druid we saw. So very curious to see how he's going to perform. Mid lane though, looks like Mr. Jeans actually struggling a little bit here. 4-2 against the 6-1 of Zlatims. Very low base damage on the Coddle.
Yeah, and also a terrible attack animation with everything about the right-clicking Coddle is just feels terrible. You just want to blast.
He's an old man.
The range creeps every single time.
Yeah, it's tough. He's level 3 now though, so it's a bit easier. Oh, doesn't get it.
And Slatims doesn't really care that much about the Coddle. I mean, level 2 Illuminate, if you get the full blast, it does hurt. But he also has no way to control you or hold you in place. And top side, Picasso's taking a heap of damage, but the plus side is he is a Juggernaut. So, big fat heal right behind him. Keep it out of range, should be just fine. Problem is lane's a little bit pushed, but he does have 13 last hits compared to FCR's 6.
Oh, he's really low. I didn't notice that. But actually, at the end of the day, Illich also has 4. So both offlaners struggling a lot, and the Bushwhack doesn't find the mag.
Hoodwink. Being slowed down, Skewer comes out.
Ooh.
Illich, though, is dropping low. HFN one last right click. Will be able to find the trade, but it is a 1-for-1. Off lane for a +5.
It's pretty good for HFN, I think. It's going to be free farming here. Can get his items now from the Dead Hoodwink as well. Will not get the Lotus, I believe. Oh, never mind.
Eco steals it. So both the Radiant side lanes managed to get the little healing Lotus. Always a very advantageous point because it does manage to get you normally a couple of kills or keeps you alive at least. Illich needs these creeps underneath the tower because he is very much struggling on the Magnus.
Yeah, finally gets a couple of creeps, but
I'm still waiting
4
for
and
that to
1
happen.
is...
Okay, there we go.
Oh, get one CS. He gets it.
Good
Good shockwave.
But a nice bushwhack coming in. The kill onto Knight. Skewer onto HFN. Needs to block him in. But HFN will be just fine. Even take some extra, tormenting hits there from the towers, showing I don't really care. I got myself a magic wand with 18 charges and a healing load to set the ready. They're even looking to possibly kill off Illich.
He's playing very aggressive here in HFN. We've seen him die in positions maybe he shouldn't in the game number 1, so I hope things pan out fine. But yeah, this is a really convincing performance. I think game number 1, his laning was alright, but this one is a step above for sure. I don't think this lane should be this one-sided, so definitely I think they're playing really good here as White Dragons.
It is a bit problematic though if you play against level 2 Lunar Blessing. You get the coconut throw from the Hoodwink, so it does even more damage. He has the Blightstone, so they do actually a lot of right-click damage. Bushwhack.
Oh, nice bushwhack
tonight. Drop it pretty low, but HFN 20 magic wand charge, healing load. He's just trying to bait them in.
He really is. I guess mostly from your right. In game number 1, I think he died 3 times in like minute 5, and this is a way more consistent performance from him in this game. So I'm happy that he gets to show off his Hoodwink skills. I'm just sad that when I get Hoodwink 5s in my games, they're always playing super greedy. I hope he doesn't get popular, but I think it's just impossible not to get popular. Everyone's playing this hero.
I like playing Hoodwink, but again, Gleipnir is a great item. In this day and age, of course, Mage Slayer is a pretty nice plus. There's a gateway TP from Panda going down towards bottom. Can they get the kill? It's still not going to be easy against the 20 magic wand charges of HFN. They're going to go in. Phoenix is gaining on them. Skewer onto 2 comes out. Knight staying alive. HFN, 20 magic wand charge. Is he going to power thread swap and try and get it done? Nope, he just pops it once. Ooh. Turns around, blows up Knight, walks away. 1-for-1 trade, and it was with a Phoenix rotation as well.
Yeah, that night vision buff, sometimes you forget about it. Probably felt like the Luna shouldn't have vision of him, but extra 750 night vision is a lot.
Yeah, it feels like Slark.
Yep, it is literally a Slark. I guess not literally, but you get the point. Ooh, good push right there.
Low. Does have a skewer. He's trying to bait them underneath the tower so they take a lot of damage in the meantime towards mid. Is there any surprises? Nope, there is not. Where is the Coddle? Okay, Mr. Jeans went back to base. I guess they did go on him and he TP'd back to base.
Okay. FCR having a decent game here, actually twice as farm. Ooh.
He's gonna get taken down with that rotation from Hiko. Illich being forced all the way back underneath the tower. Has only 1 point in empower, so is also not great for clearing creep waves. And we'll go for the XP rune. Does get hit by Torrent. Wisdom rune gets stolen. 2-man skewer, but X marked, so he won't be able to chase for more, and that's just... Luckily enough, Panda did steal the other one, so it is not too problematic, but they're destroying that bottom lane.
If you click Sexy Yogi, he actually has more experience than Illich right now. I guess now that he got his experience, he has a bit more, but Illich, so much damage.
Oof.
By the way, I love HFN's build. You know, in the past, I think we would always see him go for the 1-point Lucent Beam. I'm gonna max Moonglaze, I'm gonna max Lunar Blessing. But that extra point Lucent Beam, giving them the damage for these kills.
Yeah, just focusing on winning the lanes. You're dropping low, Sunray. Level 1, it doesn't really do that much at this point. HFN's got his Mask of Madness being delivered. So that is a very fat Luna. And a Luna normally is supposed to, you know, head into the jungle at level 5. But
yeah,
that's painful.
That is not even close to what's happening here. The Magnus net worth, lowest of the cores by a big margin. And you're actually kind of creeping in. Just 700 behind the Magnus. They did lose me tower though, on the side of White Dragon.
Yeah, it's a DK. It's kind of to be expected. There's nothing really that Akato can do to keep him from destroying your stuff. But he is going for that Spirit Vessel. Will mean that he should be aggressive this game. If you don't get a Vessel, it is kind of useless.
The problem is they can't really gank top because Jug handles Kato really well. So you have to either rotate mid or rotate bottom. And you have to pick up which lane. Probably easier to kill this Magnus, but ideally I think the DK is a more important target. Just delaying that Blink Dagger timing could be huge for White Dragons.
I do like Hiko's first item choice. He wants to get Yules. Great against, of course, the Juggernaut Omni Slash. Gets rid of enemy buffs, and in general another way of controlling your opponent is going to be a big plus. Illich gets hit by the Bushwhack, has the skewer back, but there's the X mark. Are they going to go in? No, DK TP through, and they're going to back off. Actually, he cancels his TP. Illich is spotted underneath the Observer Ward. Will he be able to get himself back?
RP?
Well, he
doesn't actually.
He didn't level RP, so no fight to be gained, and that is 2 earn charges for Mr. Jeans the moment he gets his vessel sent towards him.
Alright, not too shabby. Another game where Noping gets a pretty sizable advantage in the laning stage, albeit this time in different lanes. But I'm actually liking what I'm seeing here. HFN though, be careful!
Yeah, don't lose the advantage at this point. Slatum's got Elder Dragon form. He's going to go in onto HFN. Nice Bushwhack catch!
Holy.
The turnaround with the Wind Ranger on top. They go in for Slatum. They already got the Phoenix kill. And the DK. Yeah, there's no running from that one. That's a huge turnaround. HFN also. The moment he sees the Elder Dragon form coming up, he turns around, Lucent beams him for a mini stun so that York can get the Bushwhack, and the Luna walks out of there.
It's really clutch gameplay from them. I mean, HFN, he's so far ahead than everyone else. He's 2,000 gold ahead of Pakas. They had like a solid laning stage. So this is the fattest Luna I've seen at this stage in a long time. Is this a Yasha? Like a full Yasha? Damn, dude.
Yeah, this Luna is gonna get out of control. Illich's net worth is horrible. He doesn't have his RP yet because he needed max level and power to be able to at least get some farm back in this game.
Alright, it's gonna take a while. Still 1,300 gold away from that blink, the DK. Actually going straight up Mate Slayer. So total different plan here. They don't feel like they can play aggressive in these early stages, so the DK is tanking up to try and withstand the damage of White Dragons instead.
They did clear a nice, I think, a triple ancient stack on the side of Boom for Pakaz. Knight just stood there.
Oh, Slatum gets found.
Swapped him and everything. Slatum DK taken down. Good moves coming out, but the big plus that they have this game compared to last game is everyone on their team can fight early. There's no one that needs to get first this item, first that item. Even Luna is really strong of fighting early in the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you group up that aura into everyone, it's gonna feel really nice.
Egg dropped. They do have enough attack speed in the end to kill off the egg, and they will kill off Panda, who won't have his big ulti for any team fight coming up. So it's probably the tier 1 tower top being secured.
I mean, this is huge from White Dragons. They're just getting W after W everywhere. This is probably a tower down as well. Only the mid one standing, but very low HP too. This is amazing showing. I think if they can keep this up, this is by far the highest advantage we've seen White Dragons get this series.
Yeah, because had that free top lane the entire time. It got pretty dicey. The moment that FCR pretty much hit level 6, Pakaz went into the jungle knowing that one shackle shot plus the Wind Ranger's focus fire, and he dies. He just doesn't really do anything against the Wind Ranger, because Wind Ranger can outrun him with the Wind Run, especially max level Wind Run. And Omni Slash doesn't really do much against the Wind Ranger because, well, she can just dodge and weave out of there. So it's a really unfortunate matchup for the Juggernaut. And now he is just behind in terms of farm to HFN. Obviously, HFN had a super good lane. But you're not as fast of a jungler as Luna.
Yeah, at least he has that in power, so he is holding us. That 2k gold advantage is at least being held by Pakas right now. But look at Sladams once again.
Knight has a swap though. That's big. He's at the ready. Torrent actually gets thrown on the backline trying to catch out Knight. Stun in response. Omni Slash comes out. FCR is trying to tank it. There's going to be Pakas trying to spin out of there, but in comes FCR. The swap does keep Pakas alive. RP onto 2. Illich gets the Blink Dagger reveal. Drags back HFN underneath the tier 2 tower. And that Luna is gone. They will find at least a kill onto Knight in response, but a fat team fight so far. That might even go for more. Panda has an egg available, so should be able to get that pop coming in. Drops it, and Mr. Jeans is another one down. Your last one left standing. Can he disengage from the chase? The question will be answered momentarily. There's a blink. He is very much dead. So it will be a 5-for-2 trade. And look, you know that beautiful advantage they managed to accrue? They just lost all of it.
They got baited so hard. That ward they have in the high ground there from Boom allowed them to just take that fight so beautifully. The Venge held the swap the entire time, saved it for the Jug. And sure, you kill him, but at the cost of HFN being skewered in between tier 2 and tier 3, he dies and they lose everyone on White Dragon. So, yeah, you gotta be careful against Boom, man. These guys are really good, and despite all of the best efforts, I guess, you know, the only good thing is that you're gonna look at the net worth advantage, and sure, it decreased, but the Jug is still having a really tough time. He's still like 3,000 gold behind the Luna just because he was the first to die in that engagement.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, that Blink Dagger reveal was everything from Illich. The horrible laning stage that he had, right now he is tied up pretty much with Pakas, Mr. Jeans, and slightly behind FCR as well. Caught up in very quick fashion. HFN tried to join his teammates for that engagement. It might have been the start of the downfall if they're not careful.
Yeah, you have to be really careful. I think the fact that they didn't address that ward, and honestly, how beautifully Boom, like, they got the blink, and usually, like, when you see scrubs playing, right, you get your blink here, like, and you tell your team, let's go smoke. But here they actually created a conditions where White Dragon just dives them in. So he gets the perfect RP. He has full vision. You don't have to smoke at nighttime, not really knowing where you're going, where people are. The fact they were able to create the conditions for the fight to happen once the blink was up was crazy. Obviously, White Dragons, they probably didn't have to take that bait. They could have de-warded that before the fight. But still really beautiful how Boom was able to execute that so seamlessly.
But we do have ourselves a pause right now. It is Pakas that is out of here. Hopefully, you know, he's not going to have any mouse issues.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Okay, that's
fixed.
A reasonably fast response timer. Panda in the meantime is also going for Yule Scepter. So both supports on both sides, well, they will at least get the Yules. It is very good to have against the Kunkka as well as the Wind Ranger. Your spots out, Knight spots out, your Bushwhack comes out, HFN joins in the fun, Knight gets blown up, HFN gets the quick kill in the top side. But Illich is the big one. Illich showing up is the most important thing. If he stays hidden, blink RP, you have that double displacement again on the side of Boom Esports. It's very hard to get out of it if you're White Dragon. Unless you've got like Hiko on his tippy toes with the X mark to save his allies. You get swapped or skewered in, you're very likely dead. Speaking of which, there's going to be the drag on to Mr. Jeans, and he is very, very dead. That was really weird. Putting the coddle in the front. Your Omni Slash down, double kill. Yep, the advantage is gone. Like, all of it. That made actually no sense. Why was the coddle in the front?
Yeah, I mean, he was looking for the slow, for the blinding light, but you have no vision. You're diving in with RP ready. By the way, they didn't even use RP, which means they're going to lose Hiko here, and they could go for a play themselves if they want to.
Yeah, 3 kills secured, and At least HFN
By the
didn't
way,
die, but...
Speaking of HFN, he's going for the Shadow Blade we're talking about. That is the only counter to Omnislash, but it comes at the cost of kind of having a shitty slot on the Luna, but I think that's the item he needs.
I actually, because I never see it, what does the new Silver Edge do again?
It's the same thing, but you don't get the crit component, right? So it's just worse stats, pretty much.
Shadow Walk bonus damage increase. At least the damage is
Yeah, you get more damage. Yeah, it's a slightly bigger damage thing, but as a Luna, you're not walking in and like right-click Lucent Beam. I guess you can, but it's not necessarily how like the best use of the hero, right?
I mean, you know, you break the Juggernaut's pretty good. You break the DK, it's pretty good. It's not, like, super good. I mean, the Juggernaut can be super good, considering if he has, like, the level 20 talent, Blade Dance Lifesteal, and he goes in for, like, a Swift Slash or Omni Slash, and he's broken before, and he does no crits, then it's, like, easy money. But
honestly, I'm not sure Break takes away the talents, though. I think... Does it take away talents?
Well, if he doesn't have Blade Dance, he doesn't have crits.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Yeah,
doesn't
really do anything.
That makes a lot of
Unless
sense.
there's a situation where Break gets removed when you're an Omni Slash, which shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, it's a basic spell, so I think he shouldn't remove Break, hopefully. I think. If he can just take away the Break with Omnislash, that would be very dumb.
Yeah, but there's weirder stuff in Dota. Yor gets caught out by Illich. Another skewer.
Ooh,
Tries to run
nice
away.
little jump.
But will still get taken down. Swap was at the very least used, but it is... I mean, all these kills have just only been for Boom at the moment.
Yeah, and I've been looking at Mr. Jeans. He had that weird death, but what bothers me the most is actually his build. He's going for this Octarine, which is not a bad item on Kato. I just don't like it here. I think there are better items.
This is kind of my big problem with mid coddles. They always do about this item build, and then eventually when you're having a team fight, you realize we got no damage. Our mid does 0 damage. He does a little bit of healing and is slightly obnoxious with a couple of blinding lights in the fight, but even DK has his Manta style Mage Slayer done right now. There is 0 damage from the coddle if you get hit by a Mage Slayer.
It's honestly very impressive that a DK with no Midas has 2,000 more gold than Kato. I don't know how that's possible. That hero is not known for farming, but somehow Zlatan is gigantic this game.
Well, they do manage to get the Aegis. They need to get more out of the Aegis than they did in game number 1, because they got nothing out of those Aegises.
Yeah, very small net worth increases. Oh, look at HFN all by himself.
Oh, Illich trying to catch up. Luckily enough, HFN just out of range for Illich to catch him.
Vision-wise, White Dragons, at least they have that one ward in between tier 2 and 3 in the top side. But they don't have that much vision to work with here. Besides the fact that you have a Luna, but now nighttime is over. So you have to be careful how you play around this top area. Like, there were so many fights where Boom just had better vision and they lost. And once again, they have that ward in the middle of, in between Roche and where the tier 1 is. And yeah, just gotta be careful. I think they have a lot of good wards that White Dragon was just not able to identify.
Well, it is not much movement coming out so far from White Dragon. They do have HFM with the shard. I think an early shard is definitely probably as close to a huge plus as you can get. I think that shard is the only reason Luna works in this patch.
Yeah, it really is. It's such a big thing. You just press one button and 25% tank here. And you do damage.
Say, last game as well as this game, within the first 2 minutes of Tormentor spawning, Boom Esports kill it.
Yeah.
Last game, I think White Dragons even waited like 8 minutes or 9 minutes before they finally got it.
Drop of the ward. Look at that skewer.
That is as close to on the edge as possible. They also know that there should be an observer ward placed right now thanks to the Kunkka so close and dropping an X mark through the trees. Panda is dropping low though on the other end, will get taken down by Mr. Jeans. So So they'll at least make it a 1-for-1, but you are going to get dragged back underneath the tower. Has the solar crest to try and stay alive for a bit longer. Shackle shot onto the DK. The healing behind him. The healing ward can't be killed off. Now it finally does get secured, but FCR swap back. In comes the Eclipse from HFM, but the two-man RP by Illich. Omni Slash on top. They lose the Aegis. They lose the Wind Ranger. They're going to surround the Luna, who pops the BKB, has a TP, but can't really try and go for it right now because we'll just get taken down. And actually does manage to find Fakaz. Almost gets Slatum as well. In comes the rotation of Hiko and Mr. Jeans, and somehow HFN gets the double kill there, stays alive. That right there is 25% damage reduction from Moonglaves coming in clutch.
Yeah, that biffed the boat, so it's what, 50%? Actually 60%. Really, I was like, okay, he's gonna BKB, maybe he kills one target, but he survives and gets two. Really impressive there. And that's the first fight where White Dragons actually have the ward advantage. As you can see, they have the ward in the triangle. Even though they had that ward, great RPs from Illich, man. I think considering how bad of a laning stage he had, he's just playing so goddamn well. I'm very impressed. He's actually second in net worth right now.
Oh, Panda, top lane, has the egg. There's going to be the skewer back from Illich. The egg gets dropped, so they're going to try and run away as fast as possible. Hiko should drop. Actually, sends Illich with him, surprisingly enough, for a little bit of a run. But they will lose Hiko. It is a trade for the egg, though.
HFN looking for more here. They have that ward very deep into the jungle, so they saw HFN popping the Shadow Blade. That's how they knew exactly when to back down.
They also have Yor still on the high ground. He actually sharpshooted himself up there.
Okay, I guess he can do it again if he wants to. Okay.
Yeah, he has to get out, so... Well, that's going to be another 45-second cooldown. Tier 2 tower top lane will be pushed in. Always got to be careful.
Look at Illich.
Yeah, he's looking for another possible skewer. And if you get the skewer plus the swap afterwards, you're going to be put almost next to the enemy's tier 3 tower. If you're not careful.
It's... Mag is such a... like an HFN counter hero. Like, he's all about getting super big, getting Aegis, grouping with his team, pushing objectives, and Meg is just like the ultimate counter for that. And honestly, Illich, I don't think they just picked this hero because of that, because he's like, the performance he's having feels like he plays a lot of Magnus. I'm very impressed with all of the combos and the dragbacks he was able to do, considering how poor he was.
No, he needs a blink dagger on the hero and you're good to go. Panda is farming the enemy's jungle in the meantime. Might lose his life here if they find him, and it seems that they will. Spots out Mr. Jeans. Icarus dive right in front of Hiko. Not where you want to be. But it is he keeps 4 heroes occupied trying to kill him off, and the rest of his team can just continue to farm. So all in all, not too shabby. There's also a nullifier being built up on Jug, it seems.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
And that's going to be a
very good against the Wind Ranger.
Against the, yeah, indeed, the Wind Ranger, who without Wind Run will die to Omni Slash.
Question though, if you are BKB and you get nullified, do you dispel Wind Run?
I think so. I actually don't know.
Yeah, because I don't see that interaction that much. We're gonna keep an eye, because if it does, that feels so bad, right? You go BKB, Maelstrom, and Wind Ranger, and you still like cannot survive the Omni Slash.
I mean, Hiko's got a Yule Scepter, and he's going for a Go Scepter. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have 2 items, and they both do nothing against your Omni Slash.
Yeah, I think he might just go with that Vlad's once he realizes what he's up against here.
Knight, Solar Crest plus Glimmer. Is going to finish up his Mana Boots. Okay, I mean, Mana Casual Arcane Boots is always a nice one to have, and later down the line might consider going for an Aghanim Scepter so you can just suicide in the team fight and come back just as strong.
1 minute up for the Roche spawn timer here until we know exactly when it's going to spawn. this game feels eerily similar to game number 1. I mean, there's a bit more fighting, but in general, it is White Dragons doing well in the lanes, getting ages, but not necessarily putting themselves, at least gold-wise, where they want to be, right? Like, they have a slightly higher lead than game number 1, but it still doesn't feel convincing enough.
The big plus is that they have an overwhelmingly dominant safe laner this time around. HFN is huge in terms of net worth. And with the second Roche, I mean, obviously sieging is really scary this game against the skewer plus swap. But even if you get skewered, if you've got that satanic ready, plus the shard, plus the BKB, you should be able to 1v3 at the very least.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. We do see Boom, though, realizing Roche is up, trying to get control over the area. And it's a super fast spawn timer. This TP from HFN could be problematic. They're going to get control of the full area, maybe even scout Roche as it spawns. Boom.
This could just be luck. It seems they're just going to scout it out just in time. And if they have Jug there, it does die pretty quick with the Vengeful Spirit. Armor reduction, of course.
Pakaz gets the Wisdom Rune, does have a TP. All they need is scout it out, but not happening right now.
Pakaz also has the Blade Dance lifesteal, which is so amazing for the hero. Almost gets caught. They're actually looking here to see if they can find Pakaz. Misses the bushwhack. Ooh, that could have been everything.
Yeah, that was close. That was really close. I think he was a blind, though, because the creeps died. He lost vision. He just tried to predict. Oh, look at that amplified damage, though. This could be what they need.
Even the Eclipse buff, 15% spell amplification on Luna is nuts.
Have that plus 15 of the Groove Ball. Suddenly, maybe someone gets Blinding Light. What? It's not Blinding Light. It's Solar Binded, and you're just doing so much.
Yeah, he's got 2
damage.
charges of Solar Bind as well. Though they did get surprised by a DK illusion there, or at least HFN did. He sees a DK illusion. He's like, ah! Right click.
He's not as young as he used to be. It's fine. They will probably get this Roche, or do they want to fight? Yeah, they don't see anyone right now, so this is a really risky Roshan.
Amplified damage is also completely used in the process. There is no Black Dragon yet for the DK.
Oh, they're gonna lose their wards. Really good sentry there placed.
Misogynes took the gateway. Everyone else is just TPing out. They know that Roche is going to be up in 20 seconds towards the Radiant side, and it doesn't seem that they're going to be fast enough at clearing it. Bye-bye. It's an entire Dire side that manages to nuke down the little chipmunk, but bottom lane is where they're going to try and clear out Rogue.
Look at FCR. They're trying to predict the gate taking here.
If they were faster, Knight could have taken the gateway together with Roche.
Oh, okay. Look at that. They're actually going all the way around and start taking the gate just because they were afraid that they're going to be set up. So really nice awareness here from Boom. And they have another smoke, whereas White Dragons, they seem to be out. There's one coming the courier, but they're not going to have it for this fight.
Yor is up in 10 seconds. And the TPs are almost back up for White Dragon.
They have no vision.
Big, but Roche is dropping, and yeah, the best vision they have is the power shot, realizing Roche is at 20% HP. Gotta go in. Misogynes is gonna throw a blast at it, but it is already dead. And they're looking to take a fight right now. Yor's gonna get dragged back for a little bit. The swap comes out. Yor, surrounded by enemies, taken care of. There's gonna be Hiko throwing his entire wombo combo of spells. Nothing to be gained here for White Dragon, and they're actually on the run. Pakaz got that Aegis, he's got the Nullifier. Sloughton blinks on the high ground to just get the stun onto the Kunkka, and the kill gets secured. Even gets pushed down. There's a nice little move there from Hiko, so that he doesn't have to wait for a blink, but regardless, he did TP top to push out the waves, and this is looking like Boom's got the game under control.
Oh, look
Towards
at
mid,
HFN.
RP onto HFN. Has the Satanic, has the
BKB.
BKB, is going to pop it. Omni Slash comes out. The creeps come in just in the nick of time. HFN needs to heal up from the creeps, but won't be able to stay alive. And HFN has another one of them. HFN deaths. Completely solo towards the enemy's tier 2 tower mid. Not a position you should be in.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to delay the push to create distraction, but he didn't expect the entirety of Boom to connect as fast as they did, and that is definitely, I think that has been one of the biggest problems with HFN's gameplay, you know, in the last couple of years. This, like, he gets gigantic, but somehow, like, one misjudgment kind of puts it all down, and that's the problem with playing carry, right? It's a really fragile role in this game. Probably one of the hardest to play.
Illich looking for a catch.
Oh, look at that.
Got
That's scary.
Invis
Gets
root.
found.
He is spotted with the sentry ward.
Oh,
And we'll just be able to get away because they have no damage with that Luna dead. And there's a Roshan's banner dropped in mid, by the way, towards the Dire tier 2 tower. It's just lying on the floor.
Okay.
That's how
Dude.
little teams care about that item.
This is hilarious, actually. The courier is not picking it up, by the way. It's just
flying
gonna
by.
leave it there.
It's just like, yeah,
This is just
sure.
a testament to Ice Frog. Like, please buff this item. For the love of God.
You have like Hoodwink with us, the Dire side. They've got what? Magic Wand? Nah, Vengeful Spirit says Magic Wand's more important than that. You know, all of them. Nah, why would I get the banner in my inventory if I can just have smokes and dusts and sentry wards? Real support mindset right there.
Indeed, as Latim's here, looking for some creeps and maybe one Yor. I think he might be scouted here. Oh, my friend, you're dead. Oh.
Oh, he is
Oh.
keeping them occupied at least. And is doing a good job. Has the Ogre Seal Totem still left. We'll go for the TP
Wow.
and get out of there scot-free. That's pretty well done. I actually have a question for you. Currently, HFN is building into the Daedalus. Do you prefer Daedalus or Kanda?
I think Kanda is better when you're playing from ahead. I think Daedalus is better when you're playing from behind. I think Kanda, you just run at people when you're doing damage, whereas the Daedalus is more, I'm gonna stand my ground and fight with Satanic. Good wraparound, by the way.
Smoke v Smoke.
Really good wraparound and ward.
Shadow Blade. They know that they're there. Slatum's actually coming in from the side with the B. Aghanim Scepter done. Hiko, Nullifier comes out. And that is a very
the boat.
dead Kunkka. Ghost Ship comes flying out. HFN Omni Slash completely into oblivion, and he is taken care of. No buyback available for HFN. FCR. Okay, so Windrun does not get removed when you have BKB popped. At the very least, we know that from the Nullifier. But he is still going to die regardless, and they will find a third.
That's a tough one. Really good angle that DK took. He totally broke the wraparound from White Dragons.
I mean, they already
And
knew
honestly,
it. The smoke broke instantly, and they were like, okay, walk away. And DK just walked in. Because they can't kill DK.
but like, that was a Luna that is Giga Farm that popped the shard and the bolt and still died to a form in Slash Uppercut. So if that's not enough, you know, it just goes to show this matchup is really hard, and Boom did a great job picking Jug, because I think like they fought as best as they could. If you have the bolt and the shard on the Luna and you still die, I don't know what HFN could have possibly done besides maybe dying a bit less.
That's a very good tip right there. Just die less. Next game, die less. It's very straightforward.
He
very
had two very important deaths, like, let's be honest.
That is, I mean, last game as well, the Morphling death on the enemy's high ground. When this was, again, a death in this game where his team is just nowhere nearby. He just gets blown up, and you look on the map. Oh, they're literally on the other side of the map. It's very dangerous to do. Slatum's on the DK. Does he take any damage? Nope. Absolutely no damage on the DK. Pops the BKB, walks away. Phoenix Egg does get dropped. Do they have the attack speed to kill it? Illich is nearby. Has the blink almost. They do get rid of the egg. Illich still at the ready. Maybe for a skewer play. Slatum through the trees. The break is pretty nice though. And the DK will finally possibly get taken down. In comes Pakaz, and he's looking for blood. Or is he? Has the Omni Slash at the ready. HFN needs to be very careful because RP gets used. With HFN dying, has a buyback available. Yor on the run, gets through the trees. There's going to be the chase onto FCR Nullifier. No way out. And they did buy back onto 2 with Pakaz. No Omni Slash at the ready, but the drag back right towards Ilish. Will they be able to get the kill? The finisher, Nullifier, Rampage for Pakaz. And that is indeed the GG called. Boom Esports take this one without even a buyback in the end by HFN there. He had that buyback the entire last fight.
Yeah, I mean, his BKB was on cooldown. I guess Eclipse was ready. But honestly, just really good showing from Boom. I think they are very... It's not something that we see a lot from the tops.